In the name of Lord Jesus Christ, this time I'm given a topic, Song of Ascents, for mutual encouragement. Imagine every now and every day if you go for a road trip, when you pack for the road trip, what is the necessary item as a young person you have? I think you need to load up your phone. Used to have the iPod, but now no more, just the phone, right? You have to load up your phone with a lot of music in your playlist, right? In your playlist, whatever music you like, classical, pop, jazz, whatever, that you will say, oh, over this long road trip, I need some music to keep me feel good, to keep me entertained, and then also different vibes, different thinking, different atmosphere. You need different music. Can you imagine in the ancient time that the Israelites, God also gave them a playlist? Of course, they didn't have phone, but they have the music in their mind, in their mouths, in their ears, and they can sing it without even have to play from the phone. And this are called the Psalm of Ascent. So these psalms were the ancient song of travelers, singing their way to the presence of God. So can you imagine? God loved music, and God wants us to love music. And music has a very positive effect or negative effect. Depends on what kind of music you are into, right? If you are into godly spiritual music, it can uplift your spirituality. But if you are into worldly music, it can downgrade your faith, even make you feel weak. So that's why this time we are going to first of all, introduce what are the historical and literature style of these 15 Psalms. Let me do a quick survey. How many of you have read these 15 Psalms before you come? Song of Ascent from Psalm 120 and 134. Oh, so few of them. But clap for yourself if you did it. Nobody clap. You're so shy. But thank God, God will clap for you because you have spent the effort. If you didn't read it before you come, then you miss a lot. So I encourage you, if you haven't read it during your self-study time, you have to read it every day. This 2 weeks, or especially this week, we are studying it. Because if you don't know the songs, then you don't know what I'm talking about. Then you don't follow because there's a lot of information, there's a lot of good teaching inside. And secondly, we'll compare the journey at that time, few thousand years ago, to our journey today. There are similarities, right? And then we'll talk about our destination, right? At that time, they were going to physical Jerusalem. Today, we are marching to Mount Zion, the heavenly eternal home. And of course, Mount Zion today is also the true church. But eventually, we'll go to the forever heavenly Jerusalem, which is our eternal life. So we are drawing a parallel here. So that's why it's very important to study these 15 Psalms. So if you haven't already read it, you don't know where they are, it is Psalm 120 to 134, right? So totally there are 15 of them. I don't know whether I have time to go through all 15 of them because I was only given like 8 sessions, including the one to do the intro. So may not have time to go through every one of them, but I'll choose some. So these 15 chapters are the jewel, the crown jewel, you can say. Of course, Psalms are in the whole Bible already bear special meaning, special feeling. Personally, my favorite book is the book of Psalms. Every day when I do my personal Bible reading, I have to read at least one chapter. Then I go to other books because it feels like it's personally, God's talking to you through the Psalms, and then you talk to God through the Psalms too. Because if you do not know how to pray, or you do not know what to deal with your own struggles, then you look at the Psalms. The psalmists, they had the same struggle that you had today. even though it's thousands of years apart, but they face a similar challenge. They have questions, they have doubt, they have failures, they have stumbled, but how they come back. So all of this you can find inspiration in the book of Psalms. So I encourage you, write down every day your daily Bible reading. If you only have time to just read one chapter, maybe you should just read Psalms. Of course, if you have time to read 3 or 4 chapters, then Psalm, Proverbs, and then New Testament, right? Some, but you must read it every day. But among this, all the book of Psalm, this Song of Ascents are we cannot say the best, but I think it's like a jewel, one of the most shining jewels in the whole crown, right? This is really encouraging. What do we call it? We can call it a spiritual guidebook as this heavenly journey, right? In the old days, if you don't have the phone, but you visit a city, you need a guidebook, right? Let's say you go to Rome, Italy. In those days, you don't have phone, you don't have a Google map, but you need to buy a guidebook, show you, where the metro station is, where are the attractions, and what are to do or to avoid. So those are the guidebook to the heavenly journey. So, of course, the whole Bible is the guidebook to the heavenly journey. But this 15th Psalm is the summarizing, like the best part, the most concise part of how to walk this heavenly journey together. And this is a hymn book too. Right now, our hymn book, Hymn of Praise, True Jesus Church version 2. I think the version is English one. I think this is the second version we had. During our days, the first time the big hymn book came out at 530, but now it's only down to 510 because of copyright. Right, so we have a lot of songs to sing. But in those days, God didn't give them a tons to remember because they don't have a book. So they got to memorize it. So these 15 songs is the playlist. They don't carry the book, but they pass on generation to generation. So they memorize it basically by memory. And the tone was lost, so no one know exactly how the tone, the melody is like. But the lyrics is still here today. So it's very interesting. Historical background, right? Now, the geography of ascent. Ascent means you are climbing up, ascending, right? You are going upwards. Now, physically, if you have to go to Jerusalem, you are climbing mountains. Because Israel or the land of Palestine, some are near the sea level. Some are even below sea level, right? We know somewhere called the Dead Sea, which is below the sea level. So if you live below sea level, but you have to travel to Jerusalem, Jerusalem is located in the mountains, among the mountains. It's a highland. It's about 2,500 feet above the sea level. So the distance is not like very long. It's not like 100 of kilometers because Israel is very small. But over a short distance, they have to really climb the mountain to reach Jerusalem. So that part physically is ascent. So it's literally climbing the hills, right? It's not like, you just walk plain to go to Jerusalem, or you walk downward very easy. Basically, you have to climb upward to Jerusalem. So that make this song is called Song of Ascent. You're going up, you have to sing this song. Now, spiritually, it tells us, right? What does it tell us? The physical effort of climbing mere the spiritual elevation required to approach God. Climbing upward, you get closer to Jerusalem. Climbing upward, you see different views. Climbing upward, the air is cooler, drier, it's nicer, right? When you climb upward, the problem is you sweat, right? Because it takes effort to move upwards. But going downward is easy. Just roll downward. You just don't have to really do anything. You just roll downward, especially like you're riding a bicycle, right? Riding a bicycle, when I was a kid, I like riding downward. Wow, it just accelerate by itself. Gravity. If you pedal a little bit, oh, make you even faster. Oh, but going up, just killing your legs. Oh, especially, oh, this every step, like riding a bike upward, is just killing you. Not only riding a bike, hiking is the same thing. Spiritually, it's the same. You want to relax, very easy. But you go further and further from God, right? Just like you don't read Bible, you don't pray, you don't go NYTS, you just do nothing at home, just wasting, just laying flat. You don't do spiritual cultivation, and you just want to follow your heart, follow the crowd. You can do it, but it brings you further and further away from God, right? But if you want to draw closer to God, it takes a lot of upward effort. Just like right now, these 2 weeks, physically, you have to lay down some comfort at home. You have to live a group life. You have to pray longer. You have to fast. You have to focus in the class, right? You have to think. But you are going upward. So up to you to choose. But thank God you make the choice here. You are embarking this journey, this 2 weeks. But faith is not just in NYTS, right? This 2 weeks is just a recharging or experience. But it doesn't mean your whole life is, your faith is just in NYTS, right? Faith is actually after you left the chapel. And then you have to deal with the world. How do you move upward spiritually with God? So that's why this Song of Ascent is so important, right? Have you heard a word called pilgrimage or pilgrim? Pilgrim is the people, 朝圣者. Learn this word if you haven't known it already. Pilgrimage is the noun. Pilgrim is also the noun. Pilgrim is the people who is going on a pilgrimage. Pilgrimage is a journey you make specially just to approach the divine God and the sacred purposes, not just for tourism. Yeah, nowadays we go for a trip, right? A lot of people like going for a trip. Whether it's a short trip, long trip, or with a friend or family trip. But pilgrimage is different trip. Pilgrimage is not for you to enjoy. And the opposite, pilgrimage actually requires you to suffer a little bit. You have to be so discomfort. You have to walk such a long journey. You have to forego a lot of pleasure, right? This is called pilgrimage. But pilgrimage brings you closer to God, to Lord Jesus Christ. So the Hebrew word for ascent is malov, which means going up or steps. Usually you need the steps to make you go up, right? So it's not a vacation. Traveling to Jerusalem is not a vacation, but it's a grueling, dangerous, long journey. Require deep faith and community reliance. What does it mean? First of all, before you embark the journey, you have to prepare in your heart. Oh, this is not going to be easy. But I know it's worth it. And I know I want to draw closer to God. I know when I get there, things will be different for me. So you have to be prepared. And secondly, you know there's danger, right? You may have the bandits waiting for you. You may have the beasts are waiting for you on the journey. Maybe you'll be hungry. You're lacking food. You're lacking drinks. You don't even know how you'll survive, right? For example, in those days, people go to Jerusalem from their hometown. It's not like today. Oh, you put a credit card. Your mom give you already money, bought a ticket. You fly here. People come to pick you up. Everything is kind of already prearranged, right? The food is there. After the class, you go to the hall, you eat. AC is here. But pilgrimage is not this. You don't even know what happened tomorrow, and the money you have may not be even enough to get there. Or maybe in the middle of the journey, you already finished your money. Or maybe there's a robber who come to rob you, and you lost all the money. But how can you continue the journey? Or you injure your leg. But how can you move on? You don't know what happened tomorrow. That's why you have to rely on God. Write it down. Pilgrimage, you have to rely on God by faith. If you don't have faith, this journey is impossible to continue. Secondly, write down, pilgrimage requires us to rely on each other. Each other. That's why they don't travel by themselves. It's not, oh, I want to draw close to God, just backpack, I just walked. If you walk yourself from Jericho to Jerusalem, most likely you die in the middle of the journey. Because when you're injured, nobody carry you. When you're running out of water, nobody come to help you. You're running out of food, nobody will lend them the food so that you can eat. Right? If you were attacked, if you're just by yourself, even though you are so strong, but you will outnumbered by easily 10, 15 robbers. But if you travel as a group, then you can support each other, right? Whether you drink, lacking food, or face enemy, or even a beast, right? And a lion can attack one person easily. In those days, the lions everywhere in Palestine. But when a lion see a group of 30 people, the lion will not approach you. Because you have fire, you have many people, all the noise, the lion would not attack a caravan of people. So they'll stay away. But by yourself, you are finished. So spiritually, it's the same. If you want to go this heavenly journey, right? That's why we are here in NYTS. It's just to tell you how important it is to have spiritual friends, spiritual companion, right? Same age group, or bigger brother, bigger sister, or the counselor, or the preachers. Everyone, we are walking together. No, I'm still walking too because I'm not dead yet. If I'm dead, then I finish. If tonight I die, thank God I finish. Yeah, my wife will be a little bit sad, right? But she'll be happy too. Oh, because I finished the journey. But I'm living, so I need someone to walk this journey together. Right? In the future, you also need someone to walk this journey together, especially in marriage. Wow, when I talk about marriage, everybody wake up, right? I want to hear marriage. But sorry, I'm not giving a class to marriage. But you need a good spiritual companion to walk this heavenly journey. Well, you can walk by yourself or with your mother, brother, or sister. But if you ever want to marry, then you marry with someone who want to go to Mount Zion together, right? Can you imagine? Oh, I marry someone. You want to go to Mount Zion, but say, I just want to stay in Jericho. I'm not going. You go. Then how can you go? Maybe he or she will drag you down. Oh, you don't want to go, but I'll have to take care of you. Maybe I shouldn't be going. Or maybe I go quick. I got go and come back quick. Your heart is never going there. So this is the pilgrimage journey. Buckle up. Prepare for the ride. Right? And this ride just began. Not in this class, but as a young adult, your ride to heavenly journey just begun. Because you're about to leave your parents' umbrella and you're about to by yourself. But if you stick with the group, then you have a higher chance to succeed. Stick with the church, stick with the fellowship. Okay, when did they have to go through pilgrimage? When do they have to do it? According to the law of Moses, adult Israelites, they have to go to Jerusalem 3 times a year. 3 times a year. I think later it become 1 time a year because it's quite costly to go to Jerusalem if you live quite far. But at the beginning, it was requested 3 times a year. First, it's called Passover. Right? If you already studied the book of Exodus already, you know what Passover is about. It's to remember God's deliverance from the Egyptian. God saved them from the Egyptian and delivered them out of bondage. The second festival they have to go to Jerusalem is the day of Pentecost. Pentecost, right? Usually celebrating God giving them the harvest. By the time of Pentecost, the harvests are ready to be collected. So God tells them you have to celebrate this Pentecost. And then the third occasion they are requested to go to Jerusalem is the Feast of Tabernacles. tabernacles, which is to remind the Israelites, you were traveling in the wilderness, you were traveling the tent, and once a year, God said you have to live in a tent. Wow, today you think about camping, you say, oh yeah, I like camping. Camping, yeah, camping one day or 2 days is okay, right? Camping 1 week, I don't think you enjoy it. Personally, I don't like camping at all. I don't like mosquito. Mosquito love me, but I don't love mosquito. Oh, keep biting me. I live in Calgary and Edmonton in Canada. Usually we don't get a lot of mosquito, but nowadays climate change. Oh, the mosquito are just chasing me, chasing all the young people. We have a barbecue a couple of weeks ago in Edmonton. Wow, we were having barbecue. The mosquito also having barbecue with us. Oh, after barbecue, everybody was bitten severely because we were outdoor eating. Right? Can you imagine? You live in a tent for weeks. It's not fun. For months, I think you suffer. How about living for 40 years? Wow, people living in the tent for 40 years in the wilderness, but they still survive. So after they have moved in, God tells them, you still have to remember those days. So 3 times a year, they have to go to Jerusalem. They have to move this upward journey, right? But later, I think they just go there once a year. By Jesus' time, right? Maybe they just go there 3 times a year. They should be going there. Okay. So when they reach Jerusalem, there are some steps for them to climb. According to ancient tradition, there are 15 steps leading from the court of women to the court of Israel. By Jesus' time, the temple, they have different sections. They have a section for the Gentiles. Only the Gentiles are allowed to go there up to that point. But from Gentile, the court of women. And then Israelite men, they're another court. So there are different sections for different people. So according to tradition, there are 15 steps from the court of women, where women can gather, to the court of Gentile, 15 steps. So according to some tradition, 15 steps, that is the same number of the Song of Ascent. Maybe one step, they sing a song. Another step, they sing a song. Not only they sung it, they have sung it during the journey, but wow, they're so happy. Finally, we make it here in the holy temple of God. So one step, they sing one song. Wow. And the priests were standing on this step waiting for them coming. So it is very amazing. Now, historical background. When was this 15 song were written? When did they write it? Well, it is most likely they were written in the post-exilic period. Post-exilic period. Exile or exilic means exile, E-X-I-L-E, exile. Exile means their country was destroyed by Babylon and they were carried away to another country called Babylon. When did the exile happen? Did you know? Which year Israel was taken captive into Babylon? Anyone know? If you are second year, second two, or sometime SSC, we study the book of Nehemiah, Ezra, Esther, we talk about that year. Can you bring the whiteboard here? I can write something on the whiteboard 哈。你们帮忙一下，把那个白板拉过来给我哈。The whiteboard. Anyone else? The year? Some history? Thank you, Nathaniel. Anyone? Okay. 586 BC is the year of the exile, or the country destroyed by Babylon. So this year you have to memorize it. This is as a Bible student, all this history are the basic we must know. But after 70 years, they return. Return to Jerusalem. Because God still remember the promise to Abraham, to David, God will not allow them to be destroyed totally. So after 70 years, God miraculously bring them back to Jerusalem. And they start to rebuild the temple first, and they started to rebuild their wall, and they start to rebuild their faith. So that period is called the post-exile period. Post-exile period. It's after they return to Jerusalem. So this psalm were written during this period. A lot of things has happened, a lot of pain, a lot of sweat, a lot of sadness, a lot of hard life because they have to go back to the country to rebuild, and they need encouragement. Right? Just like you going through struggle in your life, you need some kind of encouragement too. So God moved the psalmist to write this song to encourage them, right? So all of this you have to able to explain the background one day when you lead the Bible study. You can understand, to write down or to explain what period are they. Israel history in the Old Testament, actually you can draw the line before they went to exile and after they were into the exile. So the dividing point is 586 BC. This 15th song can also be called songs of restoration. Songs of restoration. That God not only restore the physical temple, but God wants to restore the faith. All right. It helped a broken community to rediscover their identity in God. Copy it down. Rediscover identity in God. It was a broken community because they didn't know who they were. They followed the wrong direction. They did the wrong thing, but now they are given a chance to come back. And they need to start again. They need to press a restart button of their life. They need to know who they are and what is their relationship with God. Right? What is their relationship with God? And today that applies to us as a youth. In your early 20s, maybe in the past 5-7 years, you lead a life that is not that close to God. Maybe you went through a lot of brokenness. Your family, yourself, your mental state, your health. A lot of things were kind of broken. You were not living a life that God wanted you to live. You were just like in an exile. You were far from everyone. But by God's grace, God give you a chance that you are not totally lost. You are being brought back, right? You didn't have a good family or a perfect family, but you're still surviving. God still loves you. You're still here. So it is time for you to rediscover your identity in Christ. Write down. Rediscover your turning point. Start from the moment you rediscover your identity. Rediscover your true identity, who you truly are. What is your true self-worth? Do not let the world define what you're worth. Let God and God's word define who you are and what you're truly worth. So these 15 songs are so beautifully written. They are just songs of restoration. Just like you got an old junky car, right? Nobody want it. Or park outside, If you see some video, some YouTuber, they say, they discover like an old Lamborghini, but all rusted. The tire flat, all its dust cover, and all the paint gone. It's a Lambo, but like 20, 30 years, it's parked in the garage. Nobody care. It's so wasted. Somebody bought it for $500. Have you seen those videos? Somebody bought it for $500, and then those guys, wow, We didn't know how to restore cars. They bring in the yard and they take a long time video. Wow, how they fix everything. They take the parts, they give it a new engine, they remove the rust, put the new bell, bring a new paint, install the new sofa, and polish everything. After a few months, oh wow, that classic Lamborghini was newly restored and so shiny again. When they drive it on the road, people turn back, look back. Wow, it's a classic Lamborghini. But a few months ago, it was sitting in the junkyard almost. Nobody wanted it. It cannot move. Right? The engine died, the paint rust. It's fallen. But in a master's hand, this old junk become shining again and rolling on the road again. And people turn their back. Wow, such a gem. Who is so lucky that he must be very expensive? Well, actually, it wasn't that expensive, but the work was expensive for us, you and I. Sitting here today, maybe you were living a life that's just like a piece of junk waiting to be destroyed in the junkyard. Right? But Jesus picked you up. Jesus saw the potential in you. Jesus, I'm not giving up on you. I know you are my precious one. I know you can have a good life. I know you are mine. So Jesus Christ used his own blood to restore you, to remove all the dust, all the rust, all the brokenness, and he give you new parts, new heart, new identity, because you are his child. So this is a songs of restoration, and it helps a broken community. So if your heart is broken before, Jesus is there for you, right? If a family is broken, I know in the church a lot of people have perfect family, but a lot of people also have broken family too. Some people, the family is on surface is okay, but privately, a lot of family dramas, quite broken. But don't give up on yourself. Jesus liked to pick up the broken pieces and repair it, right? Just like Jesus, just like one true God pick up this broken community, it was completely broken in 586 BC. But God restored them. Not only restore the hardware, the temple and the wall, but now restore the heart. So you need to let God to do a little bit of work on you. The literary characteristic. Right? You study Bible is also a literature. Literature is a mean to communicate the message. So the Bible always different book have different literature style. Even different author has different literary characteristic. Some is poetry. It was a song first. It was supposed to be sung with tune and melody, but those tune are lost. But even the lyrics was written in Hebrew, the original text. But if you know the original language, it read out the rhythm, the tone. It's so much beauty there. But unfortunately, we don't know original languages. But it's okay. If one day you have the time and the interest, you can learn biblical Hebrew, right? The first characteristic of this 15th Psalm is it is very short. God doesn't like too long, too whining, right? Sometimes, of course, you need long Psalms, like 119. That was super long. Every time when I was a kid, when I read, today I have to read 119. Oh no. So many verses. Take me half an hour to read it. But Song of Ascents is nice. Wow. 3-4 verses, 5-6 verses. During our time when we have family service, 30 years ago, my mom said, after dinner, we have to all gather together, read the book of Psalms. When my brother said, today this song is only 3 verses. Yeah. Just read 4 and then we get done, right? So, why it is short? Of course, long is good too, right? But why have to be short? Because if you have 100 verses, you cannot memorize it to sing it on the road. Because these songs are supposed to be sung on the road, right? You don't carry a hymn book. You have to memorize everything. So it's supposed to be, it cannot be too long. Have to be short and memorable. And that's why this 15 Song of Ascent is pretty short, nice and sweet. Sometimes I have to learn how to speak shorter, right? If it is speak too long, people say, oh, long-winded. 好长气啊. Keep repeating. You know, some sermon speaker keep repeating. And then run over time. Right? We try to avoid that. So, short and memorable. When I go to Africa, the members, when they sing the psalm, they don't use the hymn book that we have. They sing choruses. And everybody remember in their mind, and they sing it with 3 or 4 parts together. Wow, so beautifully. Harmony. All the parts work well together. So these 15 songs, even young children will know how to sing it. And remember, every year they have to go to Jerusalem. Every year they sing it together with the family. Young children become old, and old people teach their grandchildren, now, sing this song when we are going. When you are tired, sing this song. So, another characteristic is it always has something to do with the journey. This staircase parallelism, step-by-step structure, right? It started with one line and then repeat and repeat and repeat. Elaborate a little bit. Just like you are stepping, one step is on the step of the other one. For example, let's read Psalm 121, verse 1 to 2. Psalm 121, verse 1 to 2. Let's read together. Psalm 121, verse 1 to 2. Let's read together. 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay. So look at the literature style. I lift up my eyes to the hill. Where does my help come from? Right? And then my help come from the Lord. He bring about, help. And then where's my help come from? My help come from the Lord. So this is a literature style. Very easy. You bring up one topic and then build on this topic and move forward and then expanding. So just like a staircase, you one step at a time, it keeps stepping on each other and then easy to memorize. So this is a very simple but very impressive literature style. And of course, the beauty, if you know the original text, is even the rhythm, the sound, the tone is even better. So it's a poetry in motion. It's not like a dead poetry. It's not like just, some Chinese Asian poetry. You read it, it's very beautiful, but you don't know what it is. Then what should I do? What does it mean to me? It's a beauty. It's beauty there. The sound, the tone, the atmosphere. But so what? You read it, it's so touched. But this 15 Psalm is to motivate people walking in the faith, continue this journey. Write down. This 15 Psalm is to motivate you. Just like your battery is running low, this Psalm is just like pumping gas to your engine or charging your electrical battery. Keep going, moving. Don't stop. Come on. Like this. Right? So it's a walking in motion. And then, secondly, this 15 Psalm is like changing your vision from looking at your miserable life. Because the journey of pilgrimage is miserable. No AC like this. No good food. Maybe you have dry food. Right? You have to walk 10 hours, 8 hours a day under the sun. You have to climb the mountain. At night, what do you sleep? Maybe on a tent. So hard. Maybe also dark and cold. So, pilgrimage journey is very miserable for that month or few weeks. But that's 15 Psalm calls you. Don't look at your miserable life right now. Look at By the eyesight of faith, look at the end. Look at where you're going there. When you go there, life will be different. Think about that Mount Zion. You got to transform. Got to transfer your eyesight from near to far. Then you can continue. Otherwise, you think about, oh, so miserable here, I want to go home, right? Just like, oh, first day here, NYTS, I didn't sleep well last night. Who didn't sleep well here last night? Raise your hand. Who didn't sleep well at all? Raise your hand. Yeah, the first night here, right? Oh, I'm not used to this bed. I have no rooms. Oh, I want to go home. Well, if you think about your home, of course, you try to escape. But you think, oh, after 2 weeks, my faith shall be transformed. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. Even though life is not as good as at home physically, but I know I'll be transformed after 2 weeks. So you have to keep looking. So this is the poetry in motion. And then remind you God keep guiding your step. He'll protect his people and you'll reach there for sure. So that's why heavenly journey is the same. If you stay focused, draw close to God, and then encourage each other with these 15 Psalms, you will get there. So I hope that this brings a good overview of this 15 Psalm, and tomorrow we'll start going to it. So I urge everyone, you got to read this 15 Psalm. And the assignment is you have to copy. I ask you to copy the first 2-3 Psalms into your notebook. Just make your own copy. Don't just tell me I read it. I want you to copy all 15 Psalms nicely, bigly, largely, beautifully in your notebook. You should have your notebook, right? Did you bring your own journal and notebook? Don't copy in your computer. It doesn't count. I want you to, if you have physical notebook, perfect. If you don't have it, get some paper, 15 pages, one piece of paper. I want you to copy very nicely, beautiful handwriting, your own version of this playlist. And that is the assignment that I'm going to give you. I'm going to read it, see whether you copy it very nicely, okay? If you know 2 languages, then copy 2 languages, right? Wow. If you know 3, then copy 3. I'll give you extra marks for that, okay? So that is the assignment. I want you to copy your own Song of Ascent, build your own playlist, okay? Now, thank God we conclude this morning class. Let's all kneel down and pray to give thanks to God.